Hey guys, it's Kelsey. Welcome back to my channel, The Lioness Within. Today we're going to talk about the Queen Mary and we're going to do a nice burgundy lip. If you're excited to see this video, then go ahead and keep watching. So I did my primer, foundation, and concealer thinking that my camera was on, and it was not. So on my face right now, I have the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation in 110 Porcelain, and then the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in 15 Fair. So that's fun. Okay, so now that that's Grizz. So now that all of that is done, I'm going to go in with the Pixie Flawless Finishing Powder, and I'm going to set my face with that. So today we are talking about the Queen Mary, the ship, which I'm really excited about because it has such amazing history behind it, but it's also haunted, but I mean, with all it's been through, I'm not surprised. So in 1930, the Queen Mary was built, and they actually wanted to name it the Queen Victoria because they had a lot of ships with the like IA at the end of it, so like Victoria, and then I don't remember exactly what the other ones were, but they ended in IA. And so they went to King George and they said, we would like to name the ship after the greatest queen of England. And so they meant like his grandmother, Queen Victoria, and he said, my wife would be thrilled to know that you named the ship after her, which is Queen Mary. So after that they were like, okay, so we have to name it Queen Mary now because the king is kind of like saying, you know, my wife will be thrilled. And he didn't really give them a chance to say, oh, actually we were planning on making it the Queen Victoria, but so that's how it got its name. I'm gonna go into the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It in the shade 01 Light. So basically the start of the Queen Mary ship was originally for richer people to have, I don't want to say like a cruise, but it kind of was. So it was basically used to transport richer people. And then I think that happened around like for 3 years that they used this ship for that reason. And then when World War II started, they took the Queen Mary and they turned it into a troop ship. So everything that was like in the ship they replaced to accommodate like soldiers for World War II. And so it was then painted gray, like a light gray, kind of like what fog looks like. And because it was so quiet and stealthy that they could just surprise the enemy and like attack. And so it became known as the Grey Ghost, which I think is kind of cool, because it is so quiet and it just moves so quickly. Now I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in Precious Petals, and it's this really pretty like gold shade. Altogether, the Queen Mary carried 2.2 million people in like peacetime and 810,000 people in the military, like altogether, for World War II. So October 31st of 1967, that was when the Queen Mary took its last cruise for people. Forgot my nose. And then December 9th, it was docked in where it is now in Long Beach, California. And I'm just gonna go in with my Physicians Formula Butter Blush in Plum Rose. So they docked it in Long Beach, California, and that's where it stays now, and they use it as a hotel. So that's like the history side of things for the Queen Mary. And so it was, and I'm not surprised with all the history that it has, it is on the list of the 10 top most haunted places in America. So it's extremely haunted. I'm sure if you have seen any of it on YouTube, there's a lot of YouTubers who will go just to experience something like paranormal. People claim to see apparitions, like crazy amount of apparitions. They also claim to see a lady in white, and multiple children in the pool area. Apparently a little girl died around the pool area. They're not sure if it was like that pool or if it was a lower class pool, because it was just like the Titanic, and it was for like, it was mainly for rich people. But if there was somebody who couldn't afford that price of ticket, they were like second class and stuff like that. For eyeshadow today, I'm going in with the NYX Modern Dreamer palette. I love this palette so much. It's so pretty and it has amazing stuff. And what I love about it is this closure. You just press the button and it opens. We need all packaging to be like this. So, looks like this. And to start off with, I'm going to go in with that really white shade right here, and I'm going to put that all over to set my eyelids. So there's one ghost in particular that people go to the pool to see. It was a little girl who drowned, and apparently if you sing her favorite songs, then she will show herself to you. She doesn't really show herself very often to people. And again, you know my stance on children ghosts, so I don't really believe that. So apparently there's a lot of kid ghosts in the pool area, which they don't have open right now because it is not safe for people to be in there. They're doing renovations in there, so it might be open to the public again, but I'm not completely sure. So I guess we just need to wait and see. I'm going into this shade right here, and I'm going to put that in the crease. This palette is so pretty, and it's so easy to work with. I love NYX eyeshadows. They're just so blendable and they're so pretty. I'm going to take this burgundy color right here, And I'm going to put that right here and a little bit in the crease. And then we're gonna try something new. Queen Mary. For as many people that have been on the ship all together, like that's a lot of people. I would be surprised if there weren't ghosts. So in the boiler room, or no, in the engine room, there was some kind of emergency and the doors were closing. I don't know why this guy was still down there, but as he was trying to come out of the 13th door, it crushed him and he died. And so they say his spirit is in the boiler room. And I've seen a few YouTubers actually contact with either that guy's spirit or something pretending to be his spirit, which I think that happens a lot with some ghost things. I'm going to take this brush. My mirror just ran away from me. So this brush, and I'm going to go into that burgundy shade that I put right here, and I'm just going to line my lower lash line with it. So there's a stairwell on the ship, and once you hit the floor, there's like a block on the floor and it's red. Because on that stairwell there was a lot of people who fell down the stairs and died. And so they tried to get the bloodstains up, but it would always keep coming back. And so they were like, whatever, we're just gonna make it red. This entire part, we're just gonna make it red. And so that part of the floor is permanently red because they can't get the bloodstains out of it. So I'm gonna try something that I don't normally do, but there's this, I'm gonna try the Absolute New York Fluid Eyeshadow, and it's Pure Metal Veil. And it's in the shade Mahogany, and it's this really pretty like metal, like burgundy. I don't know if you can see, looks like an odd. And so I'm just going to take some of this with a flatter brush, and I'm going to put that on my eyelids. Ooh. Okay, maybe if I go directly from, and then I'm gonna try and blend it out. I really like that. Okay, so the Queen Mary is probably known best for their room B340. Nobody can figure out why this room is so haunted, but a lot of people have died in the room, and it was so bad It was so bad that they actually closed the room for like 40 years. A few years ago, they actually opened it back up on Friday the 13th. And now a bunch of YouTubers stay in there to film what like goes on. I've seen ones that look real, and then I've seen ones that look fake, obviously. But I've seen videos where the sink will turn on by itself. That happens a lot. Something moves in the closet. I've seen that a lot too. There's a lot of like knocking that goes on. They've had multiple people die in there. Okay, so I'm going back into that eyeshadow palette, and I'm just going to take that first shade that I put in my transition, and I'm going to kind of like blend this part right here. So I'm going to take this brush, it's kind of like a little pencil brush, and I'm just going to dip into a silver shade and blend that in the inner corners with the Burgundy. I'm going to go in with my Milani Stay Put eyebrow pencil. I'm just going to do my eyebrows real quick. So this room, while it was still a ship, they had somebody, all the websites say that he was a criminal, so they had him in that room until they can like be on shore and take care of it. And they had guards that would stay in the room or by the room, and they said that they heard him like screaming and like yelling for help, but they didn't do anything because they thought it was just going to be him trying to escape or hurt somebody. And I guess he screamed most of the night, and then he was just quiet, and so they figured he just went to sleep. And so in the morning when they hit land and they docked, they went in to go get him, and he was dead. But the weird part about it is it looked like somebody ripped him to shreds. It looked like different parts of his body were in different parts of the room. And that's one story of someone dying in that room. I guess there's other stories of people dying in there. And that's the one that kind of like really creeps me out the most. I don't know why, but lately this eyebrow has just been giving me trouble and I hate it. So I'm going in with the Maybelline Master Fix Wear Boosting Setting Spray. And I don't think there's another version of this, so whew, that is not a good sprayer. Okay. So in B340, a bunch of people have died, and so it was so haunted that people will not stay the full night. Like, there's some people who will, but there's some people who will last like 15 minutes in the room and they can't do it anymore. I've seen people get scratched. I've seen people talk to something through like knocking. But a lot of people say that there's something evil in that room. Which I feel like they kind of play into it. I'm gonna go in with the LA Girl Glide Gel Liner, and it's in Berry Black. I'm just gonna line my waterline with that real quick. But the ship itself, they like play into it, because when you go into the room, they have a chest, like a little like box thing, and it has a Ouija board and tarot cards and a crystal ball and a candle, and in the bathroom it gives you the instructions to do Bloody Mary, like the one in the mirror. And they have all kinds of they have like all kinds of like stories and stuff that has happened to people on the ship, like in the room, and I feel like they just kind of like encourage people to do that kind of stuff. But like going as far as putting a Ouija board in the room just kind of like weirds me out a little bit. Now I'm gonna go into the Essence Lash Princess, and it's the waterproof one. But the room was so haunted that for like 40 years they kept it closed, and they didn't let anybody stay in there, and then recently they decided to open it, and when they decided to close it, they took the room number off of the wall so people would like stay away from it. But I feel like that's just kind of like asking people to come oh look, there's a room without a number, this must be it. But there still isn't a number on it, and I don't know, the room, just the whole idea of that just creeps me out. But regardless, the ship has amazing history behind it. I love history, so I find those things like really cool, I guess. And all of like World War II and stuff, like I've always been interested in that time period. And so when I found out about the Queen Mary, I thought it was really cool. I do want to go just to see it because of the history behind it. I don't want to stay overnight though. But the ship is beautiful. I've seen many YouTube videos about it, and it's so pretty and it's so cool. And they do ghost tours, I guess. And they will take you around and like show you where everything is, and they'll like explain different things. Queen Mary is one of the things that I really like to research and learn about, and I just really like the history behind it. So I'm gonna go in and line my lips with this L'Oreal Color Rich, and it's Beyond Pink. I tried to find the words or the name on it before, and I was reading the wrong language, so that happened. I'm going in with this ColourPop lipstick. It's one of those ones that like stay for a long time, and it's called Monday. I'm not completely sure if they still have it, but they do have a lot of awesome lipsticks. I am a fan of how long they stay on. Now I'm going in with the Revlon, the gloss, and I'm just going to go over top of that. Okay, so that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed learning more about the Queen Mary, and if you already know about the Queen Mary, then I'm happy that you stayed and listened. If you liked it, then go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you want to join the party and subscribe, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified every time that I post a video, go ahead and hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!